Okay. Hello, everyone. Right, so that says that we are live on Instagram, but not on Facebook. But it said that message last time, and I was live. So let's see. Hi, Marijo. Let's see. Is it actually live? How strange. So I'm going to just leave it there. And hi, David. Hello. I'm going to ignore the error message on Facebook. Hi, Emma, because who knows? I'll leave it on a tab and just looks like I'm live. I don't know what's going on. So welcome, everybody. Can you hear me okay on Facebook and Instagram? Just give me a thumbs up or a heart or something if you can hear me everywhere. Facebook's working fine. Brilliant. Lovely. Okay. So welcome, everybody, and good evening. So tonight we've got our Cat Chakra chat. So every Thursday at 8 p.m, I share, with the permission of the beautiful guardians, the clients that I work with their Cat Chakra cleanses. So not every client gives permission, and I'm really grateful for the ones that do. And it's really an opportunity for you to understand what happens in a Cat Chakra cleanse and rebalance. It's an opportunity for you to understand how every single cat is unique, and I really hope it gives you the opportunity to be inspired about how energy work can help your cat, and maybe give you some food for thought about if it's something that you'd like to try with them or to offer them. Before I get into tonight's session, I must remember to tell you two things. One, we are live on we are live on the Raw Pet Medics Facebook page tomorrow, so Friday at 1 p.m. UK time, talking all about aggression. We will be covering the different types, how it shows up, how you can support your cats with it. So that's on the Raw Pet Medics page on Facebook. And the other thing to say is that my Cat Chakra book is now available for pre-order, which is terrifying and exciting in the same measure. So I'm hopeful that the release date will be in a couple of months, but you can place an order to get your copy now. If you head to my website, www.naturallycats.co.uk, it's under the inspiration tab, and you can put in a pre-order for Cat Chakras. The title is going to potentially change, but at the moment it is a complete guide to clear, cleanse, and rebalance your cat's core energy centers. So you can get the book or pre-order the book on the website. So tonight, those are two things I must remember to share with you. So tonight we are sharing Coco's chakra cleanse. Now, let me, before we get started, let me share with you why her guardian came to me for help. So the guardian has asked me to keep her name private, so I will refer to her as her guardian throughout the session. And she came to me because she was concerned about Coco, and I'll share with you the piece of information that she put in the intake form. She said that she's concerned that Coco finds life dull. She's so intelligent, and I worry that myself and her sister Bella, which is another cat, are not stimulating enough for her. So she came from a house where she was part of a litter. There was also a dog, and there was a lot of interaction. And basically, the guardian and her partner have separated, and Coco and Bella had moved with the guardian to a separate house. So the guardian was really worried that basically Coco was unhappy, she wasn't fulfilled, and she'd started to overgroom on her tail. So although she was very settled in the home, the guardian was worried that because she didn't necessarily always have access to outside, was that Coco was bored. So when people complete the energy intake form to work with me, the second to last question, because the last question's permission, the second to last question I ask is, what is your intention for this energy work? Now, I'm finding more and more that the intention is actually the most powerful part, my work aside. And it's really an opportunity for guardians to open up their hearts and to be clear about why they want their cat to have support, how they want their cat to be helped. So for Coco, the intention that was set by her guardian was to improve her energy and happiness and to reduce any stress. So let's get back. Oh, just pre-ordered the book. Oh my God, that makes me nervous, but yay! Excellent. So let's start with Coco. Oh, I've got my energy shifting. I love it. I love it when I do these, because even if I'm freezing cold, I can see my cheeks have gone red. Energy gets moving. Okay, brilliant. I'm really thrilled, Susan. So Coco started off, as most of them do, with almost like a bit of a monologue. And I find that cats more and more are sharing, they're having a voice, essentially, which is just beautiful, as that's the mission. So she said, everything has changed. I have no foundations. The constants under my feet fell away. Her root chakra felt turned off, and she couldn't find balance, couldn't feel peaceful, safe, or grounded. Which makes sense, because what happened was there was a really quick shift and really quick move from the family home to a separate place. She said, I don't know how to breathe, to be. I feel so lost, and at times all alone. I'm not seen. I'll come on to that in a minute. His soul, it anchored me. It kept me alight. I feel so lost. Now, the reference that Coco makes through the chakra cleanse is about the human partner that they left in a separate home. Okay, so almost like, let's call him Cat Dad for ease. And she refers to him as we go through this cleanse, actually, about how she was connected with him on a solar form. So she said, I feel so lost. I can't be what she wants. I can't show what she needs. And by she means the human female guardian that she's living with. Her heart is hurting, but so is mine. My energy bodies have shut down. My rhythm gone. My balance fractured and fallen away. I have no sense of peace. I feel so lost and confused. Excuse me. I don't know how to balance, how to be, how to feel me again. He anchored me. So you can see here, the first thing that she shared is how this physical change of environment has impacted her. So, you know, let's bear that in mind, that when we have a change of personal circumstance, when there are changes in the home, whether they are expected, whether they are surprised, this is what happens to cats' energy. This is, you know, cats can be affected. Okay. So think about that. If you've got big events coming up, if you've got changes that are happening. So I said to her, that's what I'm here for, to help you, to offer healing. And she said to me, I need to feel this. It can't be taken away from me. The hurt keeps me connected to him, to what was, the way it was before it changed. And I said to her, it's okay, we will feel it and then release it, but it's not to hold on to. So she said, okay. So I then lit a candle, like a tea light for her, to bring light to her sorrow. And when I did that, she had a really big yowl, which was like an emotional release. And she said, why did he leave? What did I do? So this was about me helping her to understand. So we had a bit of a kind of a conversation around the fact that she was grieving, essentially, for the fact that she was no longer with this human. But do you remember where she said, you know, the hurt keeps me connected to him? This is another example of where cats can hold on to trauma. This is where cats can hold on to energy and emotion, because in her mind, in her spirit, in her essence, staying in that state of suffering and missing him means she's still connected to him. Now, as humans, we actually do have this in part of our grieving process. You know, we will stay in a suffering state, because it keeps us anchored to the person or to the situation. It keeps us attached to it in some way, worried that if we feel better, if we release emotions, that it won't mean as much, or we won't have that connection anymore. And that's not true. It just changes. So one of the actions that I gave was for the cat dad to come and talk to Coco and to explain what had happened, why there was a change in their circumstance, and to share that it's not her fault. So then she gave me the feeling of her chakra. So she gave me the feeling of her heart chakra, and energy was just stuck, like really stuck and heavy. It was warm at the core, like in the middle, but there was no energy. So there was no energy at her crown. There was no energy at her root. So basically her energy wasn't flowing. Then she shared that she and Cat Dad were actually brother and sister in a previous life, in a previous incarnation, as she called it, which is why she feels so untethered now. She said to me that they were healers in a previous life and always worked together. He balanced her. So I'm going to just pause there for a second, because I have a psychology degree. I went to university, I studied statistics and behavior. And if you'd have said to me 5 years ago, you're going to be working with a cat from a static picture and, they're going to tell you about previous lives, I'd have laughed in your face. I struggle at times to accept what comes through from these cats, but the more that I am open to it and I share what they share with me, the more energy shifts with the humans, and the more profound the session and the healing is for both the cat and the human. So I believe in incarnation. I believe in past lives. Let's not get into that topic tonight. But I'm having more and more cats share with me connections. And because as a human, we see it as a past life, because it's not the incarnation as it was now. It's a logical thing to be a previous life. Does that make sense? Whereas in my experience and what I'm feeling from these cats is that it's not something to be scared of, that it was a previous life. What they're sharing with me more and more is about connection and about notifications on my phone. It's about connections, and it's about the cat still having that and feeling that and having energy and emotion attached to that. So with Coco, what she shared is that her and what is now in this life Cat Dad, sorry, I'm distracted. I'm getting messages about my next blog. My IT lady's online very late, bless her. What Coco shared is that she was connected with this soul in a previous life. So now in this time, she's a cat, Coco. He's a human, Cat Dad. But before, they had been brother and sister, and they were healers. They would heal people. Now, she doesn't give me pictures. She doesn't give me names. She doesn't give me like the details. It's a feeling. It's a knowing. And then when she'd shared that with me about how they were connected before, she said to me, "This is my soul lesson, isn't it? To be brave as I am." And I said to her, "Yes, my love, to feel into the love, knowing it is always there, that you are always connected. But now for you are to grow." And then she had a big sigh and a shift of energy. And she said, "Can we nurture before I grow?" So basically what she wanted there was, emotional support. She'd had this realization on a soul level that she wasn't going to be with this soul, this human now, Cat Dad. And there was a recognition in her being that she needed to accept that. And if she could move on, she could heal, which was what happened, and we did. So we sat together with a rainbow blanket. We did not. We sat together with my heated blanket, and we picked an angel card from a deck that she wanted. And the angel actually was about supporting people as they evolved, which I thought was a fascinating choice of card. And then all of a sudden my heart started racing and I couldn't really breathe. And she was saying to me, I can't do it. I can't do it alone. I can't cope with the changes. And it's almost like she was panicking about this evolution. And I said to her, "Just breathe. You can just take one step at a time. Let me help you." So we grounded her energy. She said that she could handle a little. She said, be gentle. Can we do it together? And I said to her, yes, of course we can. So we just took it slow. We just took it slow. And I gave her confirmation and said, you've forgotten your own magic, your own wisdom as a soul, as a being. You are capable, you are brave, and you are strong. You can grow, you can do this by yourself on your own. Like, you can do it. And then she said to me, I can feel the light in the center of the earth. I can connect with that. And I was like, yes, absolutely. It supports you, it anchors you, it holds you. And then she gave me a mantra, which is, you are never alone. So, it was important for her soul to really be held and nurtured and supported, to know that she could heal and evolve as she took these next steps in the physical, which was living away from the cat dad. And then she shared with me that she had an old soul abandonment wound, which was that the soul that is now cat dad, had left before and she was lost. And she said, I cannot survive without him. And I said, you can, and you are already, and you will. And then we changed her picture, which whenever I do a chakra cleanse, more and more I'm asking people for 3 or 4 pictures, because this is happening, I would say now, 80-90% of the time. I'll start with a picture of the cat, and I can't tell you what position or pose they need to be in. All I can say is when I have a couple of pictures, one of them feels more right than others. And then at some point, when there is a big energy shift or a soul awakening or the healing of a wound, we change to a different picture. The energy completely shifts and changes. So we use a different picture, which is what we did for her. And actually, the 2 different pictures that we had, in one of them, she was very confident and cautious, a bit withdrawn. The other one, she was very, very powerful. So the difference in her picture represented how she felt. And then at one point, we actually also went to the kitten picture, which is the kitten picture you'll have seen on the graphics that were posted on social media. When we were dealing with that picture, she was uncomfortable. And I've got here that she talks as a kitten saying, I am scared. Then he found me. I felt him and I could breathe. But it happened again. We were separated and we detached, dispersed. She's afraid, shut down, gone within, allowed her sadness to overwhelm and the fear to overcome her. I couldn't feel the ground beneath me, my earth fallen away. But now I can heal. So you see, what happened was we used this kitten type picture. She went back, like people say about humans, you're right to your inner child. That's exactly what we did with her. Exactly what we did with her. We went back, we almost like regressed to a kitten state with her. She expressed how she was feeling, shared that he left before in a previous incarnation as well, but then was able, with support from me, to move on, to shine, to move through it, and to realize that she can survive. So I said, yes, my love, I see you, I feel you, I hold you safe. Now is the time to heal. So she said, you will hold me? And I said, of course I will. Where would you like to start? She said, I can't do them alone. It needs to be all as in, like, I can't do all the chakras separately. She said, it needs to be done as one, otherwise I will detach even more. So I said, okay, let's start with your aura. So with the aura, obviously you may have more dominant or not, I can't think of the word, end of the day for me. You may have a slightly more dominant color, and others might be a bit smaller in terms of your aura, but your aura is connected to all of your chakras. And where she talked before about her energy body shutting down, every chakra comes out to a certain layer, and that forms your aura. So what she was sharing was she couldn't come and do them individually, but we could work with it in her auric field. There were bright spots and dark spots, and there was an overwhelming need to feel nurtured. So we used the kitten picture to heal the soul wound, and then we went on to the chakra cleanse. And then with the chakra cleanse, it was fascinating because, and I actually had a client today that had the same thing. Reminds me, I must buy some more. She wanted her chakra cleanse written in pink. So she wanted it. So pink is, the color of an alternate color of the heart chakra. Primarily it's green. Instagram, Facebook, wherever the pointing should be. But you can, but there are at times that pink is used as well. So I had a client today, we used rose quartz, beautiful piece of rose quartz. And we also used a pink pen for the chakra cleanse. So what we did, I supported her with her auric field. And then I almost sort of tried to lean in to each chakra just to give her a little bit more healing. And I always ask permission. I never do anything energetically, emotionally with the cat without their permission, without their capacity to receive it. So even though she was saying to me before, I can't do it, if she'd have said to me, like, I'm done, I can't do it, we'd have stopped. But I gave her the support like I would, if you were having a one-to-one human call with me, and you were struggling and it felt really hard and difficult, I would hold the space for you. I would support you because I do human healing as well. And we would wait to see if you could lean into it and heal or whether you wanted to retreat. So nothing's done without permission. So she started with her heart and it felt broken and sad and heavy and it needs nurturing. So we used rose essential oil and flowers, lots and lots of kind words. You are whole and you are loved. So we did a lot to basically heal and shift the energy in that space for her. Then we went on to the root and basically she shared about having some red fabric. So she shared about having red fabric and meditating with her guardian. And she said that she will be grounded when her guardian is balanced. So the situation was very obviously upsetting and emotional for the guardian. There were a lot of emotions going on in the human. And obviously we know that, we're connected with our cats. They pick up on our energy. We can, feel theirs, or at least we know there's something that's not quite right with them. So Coco was really clear that, she would heal. Like there were a couple of other things that I haven't shared that the guardian was asked to do for her that are private. But Coco was really clear, like there are these things, but also there is this opportunity for when the human is able to heal a bit more and to release emotion, that Coco will heal again as well. Okay, so then we went down to the sacral and it felt small and that she'd lost her way without cat dad. That was like the before. And then after, it was that she knows that she can be brave and she can heal, but she needs her female guardian's help. And that was to nurture and love themselves together, to heal their hearts, because both of them had basically a traumatic experience with this. She wanted the guardian to talk to her more and to explain why and how she loves her, to be open to a deeper connection and to grow together for the next chapter. So you see, when people say, and I say it as well, when people say talk to your cats, I talk to my boys. And I saw a meme or whatever they called the other day, and it said about how cat owners, which I don't like that word, but cat owners are always surprised to see their cats. And it did make me smile because every time I see Leo, I'm like, hey buddy, how you doing? You okay, Bubba? And like more high pitched and like I'm surprised that he's there, but just so full of joy. So it is, if you're not doing it already, people, for God's sake, why not? You do need to talk to them. And, not just talking to them to greet them, like a sign of respect because it's another being, right, that you're in the presence of. Not just telling them that you're going away on holiday or, you're going to be late home tonight or you're staying away overnight or something like that. In fact, I'm going to ask you all to do this today, tonight, this afternoon, whatever it is, in time zones really screwed me this week. Tell your cat something, tell them why you love them. 1 thing, 5 things, I don't care. And not just because they're cute. You can't use that one. You can't say I love you because you're cute. Tell them why you love them. For me, I'm going to tell baby Max that I love him because he brings me joy and makes me feel lighter every time I see him. And for Leo, I'm going to say that he helps me to grow. And I am so grateful for all the interactions that I have with him. So I'm going to encourage you all to comment now. I'm going to just pause with the chakra cleanse for a minute. Comment in the chat. What are you going to tell your cat today? What are you going to tell them that is unique about them that you love, that is special about them that you love? Now, come on, people, let's not be general here. Oh, I love you because you're cute, because you make me smile. Like with baby Max, I love him because he brings me joy, which makes me feel lighter. I love you because, which makes me feel. Pop that in the comment in the chats. What do they do for you, and how does it make you feel? Susan says, I tell them every day I love my babies because they are so caring and loving. Ditto. And add to that, Susan, which makes you feel what? What does that make you feel? Natalie, I love them because they help me to slow down. Lovely. The other one, she reminds me that everything is going to be okay. It's okay to stay calm. Yes. I tell them every day I love them, but we'll add the why going forward. Beautiful. Lovely to see you on here, Sprout Queen. Yes. Add the why. I have a list on my refrigerator titled 10 Things I Love About Walker. I love that. I read it to him once a week. So one thing I love, he is so patient with my humanness. Oh my goodness, David, that is lovely. Camille, I love your presence. You make me feel calm, secure, and loved. These are beautiful peeps. They're my emotional support through all of my work stress. They immediately calm me. Perfect kitty therapist. Lovely. Hope your hand is healed, by the way. Crochet cat behaviorist. He is my mirror and shows me how to heal my wounds and fears. Isn't that the truth? Mary Jo Zeus? Totally. I'm loving this. Makes me very proud of them and blessed to be their mummy. There we go. Excellent. Love it. I love my boy Puka because he's been there for me. He makes me feel secure. I love my Cosmos because he is such a loving, sweet, nurturing boy. Lovely. Absolutely lovely. Love it. So you've told me, and I tell you what, that has just put some wonderful sparkles in my jar to see that and to read that from you all. Go and tell them, not right now, but make sure you tell them afterwards, okay? Even if you got to say, Julianne says I have to tell you this, even though I tell you every day, tell them again. Tell them again. Okay, it's just a light green bruise. Beautiful, good. I'm glad you healed. Okay, so where do we get to? So the reason that I was saying about that is because for Coco, oh, hang on. Emma says, I talk to mine two every day, all of the time. They keep me in the present. So many reasons for my two. Oh, I totally understand that. Thank you, my love. So Coco was sharing about the fact that they'd gone through this traumatic experience, right? They'd gone through this like physical change in their home. And one of the things that she needed from her guardian was support, was to hear why she loved her. And there is something to be said, like what was it I heard the other day, they call it spell casting, or they call it spelling, because words are powerful. You cast your intention from your words. So let's not forget that when we're talking to our babies. Okay, so then we went to the solar plexus, and it was fluctuating, but it was better after she'd had this soul recognition and we'd healed this soul wound of abandonment. And she said now she has been seen, she can feel a way forward with the human guardian, and it's about them growing and learning together. And she said about having strength as sisters. So she said here that actually her and her human female guardian had also been connected before in a sisterly capacity. So I was talking to one of my clients the other week. We were saying about how he and his cat had been connected before, and actually his cat had been his parent in a previous incarnation. And it's not uncommon. It's not uncommon for us to have the same souls that we come back and incarnate with. They're in different relationships because we need to learn different things, so we agree in light or at the bus stop. If you've read the Energy Codes book, we agree at the bus stop to come back to Earth to have lessons, to grow, and who we're going to sign up and do that with. Again, whole other conversation, but really good book, The Energy Codes by Sue Morter. Really recommend it. Okay, so then we went to the throat, and she shared that the freedom, and by that she means being outside, gives me her power and strength to be in nature. It guides my truth, opens my voice, brings me comfort. In the air I can breathe, in the elements I can feel. So it was fascinating, and I didn't know this until I'd spoken to the Guardian when we had our follow-up call, but she'd shared with me that due to the breed of Coco, it's not really it's not seen as like the done thing to let them out. But for Coco, like, she thrives on being outside. And I said, like, I don't think it's breed specific, indoor or outdoor. You know, we did the live on Monday for the roundtable, which you can catch the replay on my YouTube, indoor and outdoor, not indoor versus outdoor. I was very clear when we did the graphics. And I was saying to the roundtable ladies, like, no, it's not indoor versus outdoor. It's not one or the other. It's indoor and outdoor. What is the best thing for you and your cat? So Coco had shared that the outside, the elements, you know, being with nature was key to her for her to be able to thrive. And when her guardian heard that, she cried a bit, because to know that she was going against all the human advice, all the things the people were saying, the groups, etc. She was trusting her instinct because that's what her cat needed, and she knew that it would help her, and it was. So you see, like, even in that moment, that 2-3 sentences of this chakra cleanse, that gave her guardian comfort. This is why I love the chakra cleanses compared to the cat communication sessions that I do. And don't get me wrong, I like to do them both. But the chakra cleanses at the cat communication sessions, like, you know, you can ask your cat 8 questions. I work with them for an hour, ask them your questions, and I give you everything back that they say. That's it. You know, whereas when you do the cat chakra cleanse, in those few sentences, she was able to give her guardian comfort and reassurance, which I don't know about you guys, but as a human, like, we need a lot of that. You know, we get so stuck up here in our head and in our thoughts, that to know that our cats are saying to us, "You're doing the right thing, mum." I tell you what, I'd pay hundreds of pounds for that, to hear that from my boys, you know. So the chakra cleanse versus the communication is different, because, like, as you've seen here, not only have we healed soul wounds, you know, she shared previous experiences, she's also been able to give her guardian messages and comfort, which I think is beautiful. Okay, so then we went up to the third eye, and she said, "I see now. My mission has moved. I am no longer paralyzed by fear, but open to evolving with her." She means the female guardian. "She is my new anchor, my light, to help me grow." Which was wonderful, because what had happened was, when I spoke to the human guardian, because we had an intro call, she said to me how close Coco was to Cat Dad, and how much she was worried that she was unhappy because he was no longer around. And you can see here that as we're shifting, so the third eye chakra is all around the soul connection and the soul lessons with the humans. And Coco has shared here that she's actually anchored now from her third eye to the female human, which was a beautiful reassurance, and actually a great anchor for the female guardian to hear as well, to understand that actually, although Cat Dad wasn't in the picture anymore, Coco is now, we'd been able to help heal her from the trauma of that change, but also we've been able to help her heal and shift into the capacity of having a deeper relationship with the human female guardian moving forward. Okay, and then we went up to the crown, and she actually said to me, so sometimes the cats speak directly to me, which I'm always a little uncomfortable about, just because I'm like, well, you know, I don't need to hear the messages. But she said, "Thank you for your patience through my resistance and fear. Now I feel who I am, what I am here for, and now I can move forward. Now I can feel me." Us, she means herself and the human female guardian. The next chapter: "I am no longer afraid. I am no longer lost. I see me. I see her. I see us." So that, and then we closed the session. There were a few other bits that I am going to keep private. So there's Coco chakra cleanse. So, you know, the graphics that I popped up online, she shared about how her energy bodies, you know, which is the layers of the aura, were detaching, how she was withdrawn, she was shut down, and how what she needed from the guardian to be able to heal. So through the recognition with me, when she was communicating with me, she was able to realize that this is her soul essence. That was the first part of her shift. She was able to feel the light in the core of the earth, realize that she could use that to heal, to anchor. And as we worked through each of her chakras, she was able to communicate to her female guardian. But as you can see from what I've shared with you, she was also able to shift her own energy to lean into the energies of each of her chakras even more. So when I work with clients, I always ask at the end of the session, the human gets a written report as to the monologue and the kind of communication, the words and things. They also get the link to the Zoom recording because the hour session is recorded so they can review and revisit, and I give them a feedback form. The feedback form, there's a couple of questions about my services to make sure if there's anything that I can do to improve my offerings. Excuse me, but primarily it's around understanding and asking the guardian to anchor in their takeaway. So like, what did they get from the session? What did they get from hearing the words, from hearing the energy shifts, from receiving this chakra cleanse back from their cat? And the question that I asked the guardian says, what changes have you noticed in the relationship with your cat? And she said, I have stopped worrying about Coco. I see her and her needs and trust her to trust me to help her grow. She knows I'm there for her, and I'm hoping that in being more relaxed, she will relax more, which in turn will cause her to reduce her over grooming. However, equally, if she chooses to continue grooming her tail, that's also okay, as that is her thing. And I said, how has working with me affected you? So she said that the session with me has given me an incredibly deep insight into Coco's soul and well-being. It was therapy in so many ways. Understanding Coco, and indeed for me, I will definitely take forward the recommendations and advice given. So there were a list of things that, which is also as part of the report, the follow-up actions that the guardian is given. Now they vary for every cat, so they're never the same, never ever the same. So I emailed the guardian, the beginning part of this week, and let me just get my emails up, and asked her how things were. So it was a good few weeks ago that we did this cleanse. And where's my inbox? She said, hang on. Coco and I are doing well. Our relationship is much deeper and more intuitive. Initially, she showed little interest in Cat Dad when he came to visit, favouring me in my lap, much to his surprise. Now she is calmer and happier. The tail over grooming has remained as it was. Coco is a super intelligent girl and no amount of stimulation will be enough. Therefore, I attribute this more to boredom than anything else. So I'm completely open and transparent, right? I'm not going to sit here and say to you like the human came to me because the cat was over grooming and we stopped it, right? I'm sharing all of this with you because there is something to be said for the approach and the expectations of the humans when we see a cat over grooming. And I love the fact that the guardian said about how much deeper her relationship was, because I do think that sometimes we can get lost in the shoulds and, how we expect our cats to be. So sometimes one treatment isn't enough. Sometimes one session isn't enough. You've heard tonight the huge shift and transformation that Coco had. I mean, it was massive. Maybe she needs another healing session, right? Maybe she needs a bit more support with her root chakra. So, if you think about when you go to therapy, or if you've ever been to therapy as a human, there are times when you may not necessarily work through all your issues, right? You're not going to do it in one session. You might have a aha moment or a light bulb moment in one session, which leads you to a certain amount of healing. But there's always more to do. And a chakra cleanse doesn't fix your cat. Let me just be clear about that. And I will never, ever say that. A chakra cleanse and rebalance does not fix your cat. What it can do is help them to heal. Now, healing occurs on many different levels in many different ways. And what I have seen and what I have experienced with these chakra cleanses is the difference in the guardian leads to a difference in the relationship, which in turn leads to a change in the cat. So I hope that the guardian has been here tonight. I asked her to join us so that she could receive the information again, because again, I think when you hear it played back, if you have a chakra cleanse done with me, and you give me permission to share it online, there's generally about a 6-week, maybe an 8-week like lead time before I get to it. So it gives you a chance to integrate the healing. It gives the cat chance to transmute and integrate the healing. And then when you hear the words back again, you'll take different things away and you'll hear a bit more. So there's like 3 stages of healing, really. The cat has a session with me, then the human hears it all. And then there is this live element as well. Of course, if you have a chakra cleanse with me and you're not comfortable sharing it, absolutely fine. As you can see from the one today, not every human is, and not every element is to be shared. Some are personal, and that's absolutely fine. It's a very deep, meaningful experience for the cat and for the human. And sometimes that needs to be treasured and held sacred for a little bit longer. So I hope you've enjoyed hearing about Coco's chakra cleanse. Let me just check about anybody else tell me what they were going to tell their cats. Camille was our Doberman, Magic's best friend. Mindy says they had such a deep connection, always together. Oh, Magic has since passed. Oh, bless your heart. But I'm so thankful to Camille for loving her the way she did. And we now have a stronger connection. We shared that with our girl. That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing. Camille lets me know when she wants to go outside. We have a high brick wall, but we go out together, so I know she's safe. Yeah, beautiful. Sunshine, fresh air, birds, definitely. And let's be clear, like I said before, I'm not indoor versus outdoor. It is whatever is right for you and your cat. So you can catch the roundtable replay on my YouTube channel from the 4 of us and myself, Dr. Katie Woodley, 2 Crazy Cat Ladies, and Pam from Perfectly Holistic. Talked about indoor and outdoor, how to keep them safe, what to consider if they've got access to outdoors. And in the second half, we talked about indoor, how to support them, why it's important to provide enrichment and engagement. And yeah, wonderful session. So David says, such a powerful cleanse. My heart is warmed knowing Coco is on a healing path. And that's absolutely it, David. That's a really good point. You know, healing for all of us, human or cat, does not just happen overnight. It is constant evolution, and that is what the soul signed up for. Okay, so thank you for joining me this evening. I really hope that you've enjoyed it, and I won't be back next Thursday because I'm actually taking a week off, a much needed week off. So there'll be a graphic coming out tomorrow on social media. I haven't had any time off since the cat conference. And I'm desperate to have some downtime with my boys, to go into the beach, to go for a beautiful walk in nature, to reconnect with the elements myself, to relax and recharge. So I will come back to you all on Monday, I think it's the 3rd, or is it the 4th? I keep writing the wrong date. Monday the 3rd, I'm back online. So there will be a cat chakra chat on Thursday the 6th, so 2 weeks today. Okay, don't forget to join me for Raw Pet Medics tomorrow on the Raw Pet Medics Facebook page at 1 p.m. And you can pre-order the new cat chakra book from the website. So thank you all for joining me. I really hope you've enjoyed it. It's been wonderful to engage with you in the comments. Don't forget to go and tell your fur babies, your cat companions, your cats, your babies, whatever you call them. I'm going to go and find my boys. Go and tell your cats why you love them and what it does for you. I love you because I love this about you because, okay, that really helps you to connect with them and to deepen your connection with them. So you won't hear from me in the next week, apart from the shout out for Calm Cats. Other than that, I will be off social media. My phone will be off. I won't be doing emails. So I will catch you all in just about a week. Take care. Thank you again for being here. Lots of love to everyone. And I will see you again at another time. Take care, everybody. Bye for now.